Why am I here? Please, someone help me. I can't find my way.
Before the holy throne of God stands Joyce. She grew up in a devout Christian family. From childhood, she was taught to trust God for everything. Her parents would always say. At 18, she gained admission to the university. A big deal for her poor family. Her parents traveled overnight for her matriculation, but never arrived. A call came from the hospital that both had died in a ghastly accident. That moment shattered her. Her faith cracked, but she still tried to believe, holding on to her parents' words. However, life only got worse. Every business she tried collapsed. Jobs she almost got would be cancelled mysteriously. Men promised marriage, but disappeared after using her.
Lord, why have you left me behind? I have been suffering in pains and agony all my life.
For 17 years, she lived in struggle, pain, rejection, and poverty. By 35, she looked at her life and said to herself, if there was truly a God, He wouldn't have watched me suffer like this.
Lord, why have you left me behind? I have been suffering in pains and agony all my life.
And that was the day she stopped believing in God. She tore her Bible, stopped praying, and mocked those who said God is faithful. She'd say things like, if God was real, He must hate me. Maybe religion was just created to keep people hopeful in pain. Eventually, she died in her sleep and opened her eyes in a place she never believed existed. Now she stands before the throne she once denied.
As it is written, the fool says in his heart, there is no God. She called God a lie, and yet it was you who gave her breath. She looked upon pain and decided you were cruel. But did she not read that in this world you will have trouble? But take heart, I have overcome the world. She turned grief into rebellion, sorrow into blasphemy. Instead of seeking comfort in your word, she chose the counsel of bitterness. She saw others suffer and told them prayer is useless. She became a stumbling block to many fragile hearts who were just beginning to find you. Her words were poison that killed faith. God does not exist, she said. But what did she expect from the Lord of life, who said, whoever denies me before men, I will deny before my Father in heaven. She did not just lose faith, she fought against faith itself. But she chose darkness. And I, the accuser, stand on what is written. Without faith, it is impossible to please God. O Holy One, please grant me this, for she belongs to me.
Enough. I've heard enough. You speak like I never tried, like I never cried out to God. For years I knelt beside my bed begging you to show yourself, but silence was all I heard. If God were truly there, why did He watch me suffer? Why did you take my parents, the only people who taught me about Him, and leave me to die in misery? Tell me, is this what He call love? From my childhood, all I ever heard was, Jesus is coming soon. My mother said it, my pastor said it, but I grew, and God still haven't come. Generations have died waiting. So I asked myself what kind of God promises and never appears. He said in His word, ask and you shall receive. I asked and I received pain. He said, knock and the door shall be opened. I knocked until my hands bled, and He still kept the door shut. When my business failed, I prayed. When hunger struck, I prayed. When men broke me, I still prayed. And every time, He was silent. So, yes, I stopped believing. Because what's the point of worshiping a God who hides when you need Him the most? The world has moved on. Science is explaining what religion hides. We've seen people of no faith succeed more than those who pray every day. You call me lost, but at least I lived real. I didn't deceive myself with hopes that never come. If believing means waiting forever for a God who never shows up, then maybe disbelief was my truth.
Can you just imagine this little brat wallowing in ignorance? God said in Isaiah 55:8, my thoughts are not your thoughts, neither are your ways my ways. Yet she tried to measure eternity with her mortal clock. Did she not hear that to you 1,000 years is as one day? She envied sinners who prosper, forgetting Psalm 37:7, "Do not fret because of evildoers, for they shall soon be cut down like grass." She thought faith was a trade, that because she prayed, she should be paid. Yet faith was never about receiving things. It was about trusting the giver even when nothing made sense. Her heart became her idol, her pain became her preacher, and her logic replaced her Lord. She chose to believe her circumstances instead of his covenant. As it is written, "When the Son of Man returns, will he still find faith on the earth?" And now, behold, a soul that once knew truth but traded it for doubt. Anyuduru Joyce, tell me who told you that my silence meant absence. When the pain grew, did you ever stop to ask, what if I was saving you from something far worse? When you prayed and nothing changed, did you think I was deaf? Or did you ever think I was doing surgery on your destiny in silence? You said you gave up because I didn't stop the accident. But where were you when my son was nailed to a cross? Did I stop his pain? Yet through his pain came your salvation. You said I failed you because your business fell apart. Yet did you know that I sometimes break what you built so I can build you instead? You blamed me for your loneliness, but did you forget that I said, "He that will follow me must deny himself, take up his cross, and follow me"? If the world hated you, it hated me first. Did you expect a crown without a cross? Joyce, how could you look at temporary pain and call it eternal truth? How could you walk by sight and still claim to know me, the unseen God? For I said, without faith it is impossible to please me. You stopped believing, not because I was gone, but because you wanted comfort more than faith. Tell me, how can you call me unjust when I kept your breath while others died? How can you say I don't exist when your very heartbeat answers your question every second?
But Lord, why did you make it so hard? Why does loving you have to hurt this much? Why do the wicked succeed, and those who call on your name end up broken? I watched my parents serve you all their lives preaching, fasting, praying, and you still let them die in pain. I watched sinners living in joy, mocking your name, yet they prosper. I begged you to help me. Lord, just a little help, but every prayer felt like it was hitting the ceiling. Do you know how it feels to kneel in prayer for years and hear nothing? To wake up every morning in tears, still trying to believe you love me? You say you love us, but why does it feel like you pick who to answer? They told me you answer prayers, but for years, I saw nothing. I prayed for peace, but all I got was pain. I prayed for love, but all I got was betrayal. Tell me, Lord, if you truly exist, why do millions cry every night and hear nothing? Is it wrong to give up after years of unanswered prayers? Are we not human, Lord? You made us with hearts. How much pain can a heart take before it stops believing?
Did you not read that even the Son I loved most learned obedience through the things he suffered? You blamed me for silence, but my silence was not rejection. It was protection. While you cried for a quick miracle, I was blocking unseen traps the enemy laid in your tomorrow. But you turned away, and your doubt became the very door through which the destroyer entered. You asked why sinners prosper. Have you not read, their feet are set in slippery places? They bloom for a moment, then vanish like smoke. I did not call you to compare your chapter to another's ending. I called you to trust even when the pages go dark. I searched your heart and found love once pure, but pain made it bitter, and bitterness became unbelief. Unbelief became blasphemy. You began to speak against the very Spirit that once comforted you, as it is written, "He that cometh to God must believe that he is." Without that belief, every prayer becomes an echo in an empty hall. You stopped believing, and in doing so, you unplugged the very cord that powered your hope. Still, I saw your tears. Joyce, you purposely blotted out of the book of life the very day you started, speaking the Spirit. I'm a God of mercy, and no man born of sin shall ever enter my kingdom. This is your last warning. Go and warn the world.
Jesus. Jesus.
Let the earth listen, and let every broken soul hear. You who doubt my existence because of pain, do not say, if God is real, why did he let this happen? Have you forgotten? I let my own son hang between heaven and earth, nailed, bleeding, mocked, not because I hated him, but because I was saving you through his wounds. You say, I can't see God, yet you breathe air you cannot see. You trust in light you cannot touch. If you cannot see the wind, yet you feel its strength, how then can you deny the one who made the wind itself? O generation of sight, but no vision. You wait for physical proof, but I placed my evidence in your heartbeat. When you love, when you forgive, when you hope again after pain, that is where I dwell. Yes, I know many of you are weary. Some of you lost parents, others lost children. You prayed and nothing happened. And you said in your heart, maybe God is not real. But I was there in every tear that fell on your pillow. I was the silence that held your pain when no one else understood. Look at Job. He lost everything. Yet he said, though he slay me, yet will I trust him. And because he waited through the storm, I turned his mourning into double restoration. But those who gave up never saw the sun rise. You who are angry with me because of unanswered prayers, what if the thing you prayed for was too small for what I planned for you? What if the door I closed was not rejection but redirection? You cry, God failed me. But what if I was saving you from the very thing you were asking for? My warning is this: do not let your pain become your God. Do not let disappointment become your religion. For the moment you stop believing, darkness takes over your soul, and faith without breath becomes death. Hear me, earth. The greatest mistake a soul can make is to interpret silence as absence. I am near to the brokenhearted. Your scars are not signs that I abandoned you. They are reminders that you survived what was meant to kill you. Hold on. Don't walk away. Don't give up because you can't see the way. For blessed are those who still believe, even when nothing makes sense. If you are not ashamed of me in public, comment, Jesus, please deliver from any storm of the enemy in my life. Like and share this message so that the light of my word will reach more souls. Subscribe to this channel to continue hearing my true word. May my unending grace continue to see you through all the days of your life.